And I'll be back tomorrow, talking about submission. Um, but we got a good one today. I'm gonna let you all come in and we're gonna talk about white lives matter. And what y'all don't understand is Kanye West and Candace Owens wearing this shirt is freedom, but y'all can't see it. You proving Kanye's point and you're proving my point. You're proving Kanye's point and you're proving my point. To be black is to be controlled. And I keep telling you all this, and I tell you all this because you all love to quote the movie The Matrix, but you never want to talk about how applicable The Matrix is to black people. If you notice, white liberals and black people share the same anger. The only folks mad at Kanye West and Candace Owens are white liberals and black people. So what does that tell you? That tells you that white liberals and black people share the same consciousness. Even deeper than that, as Malcolm X said, the white liberals control the black community physically, economically, psychologically, and otherwise, and that is spiritually. So at the end of the day, Kanye West is proving my point. You all are controlled. How in the world could a White Lives Matter shirt get everybody in a bunch? Get everybody's boxer briefs in a bunch and everybody's panties in a bunch. And for those that don't wear any undergarments, get their genitals in a bunch. How? How could a White Lives Matter shirt cause so much controversy as if white lives don't matter? You all celebrate and praise Joe Biden. He's white. You all celebrate white people constantly. So I don't understand how the statement white lives matter is a problem when you all celebrate white people constantly. You all celebrate white liberals. Y'all haven't canceled Bill Gates. Y'all haven't canceled Dr. Fauci. Y'all haven't canceled anybody white in the world that's destructive. So how in the world could someone wearing a shirt saying that white lives matter even be a problem? I'll tell you, because to be black is to be controlled. That means you are operating out of a program. There's a program created for black people, and you all are operating in it. You all are, look who, matter of fact, let me go to this real quick. Kanye is a genius. This is freedom. Whatever y'all tell me I can't do, I'm going to do it. So if you tell me to vote Democrat, I'm going to vote Republican. If you tell me to eat Bill Gates' meat, pause, I'm going to go the natural route. If you tell me to get the snake bite, I'm going to trust my own immune system. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do the opposite on purpose to let you know that you cannot control me. Black Lives Matter has raped and pillaged and plundered the black community, and black people still support Black Lives Matter, meaning Black Lives Matter has made billions of dollars, not millions, billions of dollars, and black people aren't offended by that. Kanye West and Candace Owens wears a shirt that says white lives matter, and black people are offended by that. So you should know just from that statement alone, Black Lives Matter, rape, pillage, and plunder, no outrage. Kanye West and Candace Owens wear a shirt, it's outrage. So clearly, to be black is what? To be controlled. To be black is to what? To be controlled. It's clear. This stunt that Candace and Kanye did, it proves everybody's point that you all are mindless, controlled zombies. Forget the zombie apocalypse. It's already a zombie apocalypse, excuse me, in the black community. It's already a zombie apocalypse in the black community. The reason why the shirt didn't say all lives matter was because they know what this means. They're telling you that white people don't have the right to exist. And you all know if something happens to this country, you're not going to fight for it. This is common sense. Why do they want to go after white people all of a sudden? Why? The same folks been in charge this whole time. So why now do they want to go after white people? Why? Why is now the time to go after white people? Man, they ain't messing around. They're not messing around. Why are they going after white people now? Ask yourself a question. Why? Black people have had the same complaints for the past 70 years. So why now, out of all the time to do it, why go after white people now? I'll tell you, because they have something planned that white people in America are going to get in the way of, not black people. Black people, I'm sorry to tell you all are pawns on the chessboard. I mean literal pawns. I mean literally, Black Lives Matter can steal billions from you and you say nothing, and Kanye West and Candace Owens wearing a shirt put you in outrage. So that lets you know that you are controlled. You made George Floyd a hero. You are controlled. The whole George Floyd thing was a one big psyop. All this stuff is a psyop to get black people to operate a certain way, to get black people's minds to shift. So at the end of the day, you all are controlled, but it's not by force, it's by choice. I was speaking with some people yesterday, and I said, I could literally tell you all that Stacey Abrams has a dead bodies buried in the backyard. She doesn't, but I'm just saying, I could prove it to you all, and you all will still vote for her. And they agreed with me. Think about how sick you have to be for me to tell some people, I can show you all and prove that Stacey Abrams is the worst candidate in history, and you all will still vote for her. And they agree with me. Do you know how dangerous that is? Do you know how dangerous it is for black people to have this much influence in the world and be that decadent? Do you know how dangerous that is for the planet? Do you know how dangerous it is for black people to have all this influence and be that decadent? That's actually scary to me. When I read Black Lives Matter, when I read their mission statement, I actually was scared. I don't get scared about none of this stuff. I don't get scared about the Klaus Schwab, Great Reset, New World Order, transhumanism, all that. I don't get scared about that. When I read Black Lives Matter mission statement, I got scared because I knew black folks were going to carry it out. I said, they're actually going to do this. That's 100% correct. Black people only take serious what white liberals say is to be taken serious. To be black is to be controlled. To be black is to be controlled. You got all these black women fighting for abortion, and Margaret Sanger said, you read it real quick. Let me find it real quick. Here we go. Miss Rose sent me a copy of your letter of December 5th, and I note that you doubt it worthwhile to employ a full-time Negro physician. This is Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood. Miss Rose sent me a copy of your letter of December 5th, and I note that you doubt if it's worthwhile to employ a full-time Negro physician. It seems to me from my experience where I have been in North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, and Texas that while the colored Negroes have great respect for white doctors, they can get closer to their own members and more or less lay their cards on the table, which means their ignorance, superstitions, and doubts. They do not do this with white people, and if we can train the Negro doctor at the clinic, he can go among them with enthusiasm and with knowledge, which I believe will have far-reaching results among the colored people. His work, in my opinion, should be entirely with Negro professions and the nurse, hospital, social workers, as well as the county's white doctors. His success will depend upon his personality and his training by us. The minister's work is also important, and also he should be trained, perhaps by the Federation, as to our ideas and the goal that we hope to reach. We do not want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population, and the minister is the man who can straighten out that idea if it ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members. The minister's work is also important, and also he should be trained, perhaps by the Federation, as to our ideas and the goal that we hope to reach. We do not want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population, and the minister is the man who can straighten out that idea if it ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members. That is Margaret Sanger talking. That is the founder of Planned Parenthood talking about how gullible, how immature, how lack of critical thought, how decadent, how everything bad Black people are. For her to say that a Black physician can win over Black people with personality, and his training by us. She said, notice she didn't say training first and then personality. She said his personality and training. You know, in the Bible, they wanted Saul to be king because Saul looked like the king. This is Black folks back then. Saul looked like the king. Saul had the stature. He was handsome. We want him to be king, not David. We don't want David. We want Saul. And it's the same thing today. Black people like what it looks like. They like what it looks like. And I imagine when the serpent went up to Eve, the serpent looked something like what Eve would like. The Bible describes the devil as a dragon, but in the beginning he was a serpent. He was a subtle beast of the field. You know why? Because he was something that you would look at and wouldn't be intimidated by. Something you might even think is cute, harmless. He does that to let your ego take over. So now your ego's all puffed up. You talking to the devil just suggesting, you know, you can eat this fruit and be like God. Eve even says the same thing. If I eat this fruit, we're going to be like God. They'll say, yeah. So they both knew what was going on. Eve knew not to eat the fruit. If you go read it, Eve knew everything. Like Eve knew. But the devil went to Eve because of her ego. He went to Eve because he said, you know what? I see something. We got a familiar spirit. She want to be like God too. That's why he went to Eve. That's why he went to Eve. That's why they're coming to you. Because you all's egos are out of control. You all want to be God-like in stature, but not God-like in character. You all want to be kings and queens in title, but not kings and queens in principle. This is why they use you all. Because you all have the greatest gift of influence, but you got the most wicked heart. And we've seen it time and time again. Margaret Sanger said she was going to use the Negro. The Russians said they were going to take over America using the Negro. George Soros, I'm going to use the Negro. White liberals, we're going to use the Negro. Why does everybody want to use black people? Think about it. Everybody wants to use black people to do something evil and wicked and demonic. Ask yourself, why? Why does everybody that has a position of power and authority in this world want to use black people to usher in Satan? What is that telling you? That's telling you that all throughout the scriptures, y'all ain't learned y'all lesson. That means that the way y'all were back then, you're the same way now. Y'all don't want to hear this. I know you don't want to hear it. I know y'all don't want to hear it because it sounds horrible, doesn't it? That people would want to use you to usher in Satan. But guess what? Your ego is out of control. Your ego is out of control. You're a narcissist. That's what black culture is. It's idol worship. The only difference is back in the day, they worship idols as to say, idol, give us something. The devil was slick though and cunning. My boy said yesterday, he said the devil got a hustle. See, y'all got game. Everybody got a little game, but the devil got a hustle. That's different. Because see, you can have all the game in the world, but if somebody come with a better hustle, you done. He said the devil got a hustle and it's real and it works. So what the devil did, the devil said, these folks are going to be too smart to worship a false idol. So what I got to do is I got to put their reflection as the idol. I got to put how they look as the idol. So what they did was he saw y'all the same way he saw Eve. Oh, they want to be like God. Oh, I got them. I'm going to give them the fruit. I'm going to give them themselves. I'm going to give them themselves in all its glory. Black folks celebrate their hair. Black folks celebrate their lips. Black folks celebrate their skin. Black folks celebrate their walk. Black folks celebrate their talk. Black folks celebrate their sexual organs. Black folks literally celebrate everything about them. With all that celebrating, there's no time for God. To be black is to be controlled. And ultimately that control comes from Satan. Satan will always go to the source. Satan will always go to the source. Always go to the source. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he, him, male and female. He created he, them. So you all are so narcissistic and egotistical, you don't even realize that all the devil's plans start in the beginning. The devil's plans aren't adjusting to the time. They don't have to. The devil goes to the source. So if God said, be fruitful and multiply, then now the devil's telling you a man isn't a man and a woman isn't a woman. Think about it now. God said, be fruitful and multiply. Fruitful meaning fruits of the spirit. Multiplying meaning you procreating. So now the devil goes and says, well, let me attack the character first. Let me tell these people, they don't have to be good people. You know how he did it? Racism. He makes you all believe that because there's racism, you all don't have to be people of character. That's why you always say, but white people get to do it. Y'all don't ever say it's just wrong and leave it at that. You all say, but white people get to do it. That lets you know the heart of the people. The same way Adam, here goes the second part of black people. Black people are Eve and Adam. And I'm not saying it in a proud way. I'm saying black people are the flaws of Eve and Adam. Eve wanted to be like God, ego. Adam, unaccountable, cowardly, weak. The first thing Adam said was, "It's that woman you gave me." The first thing Adam could have saved humanity had he said, "Lord, I ate the fruit. Please forgive me." He could have saved humanity. Y'all can save humanity if you all say, "You know what? We're going to be better in spite of." Black folks can save the world, but y'all not going to do it. Because y'all are like Adam and Eve. Adam was a coward. He didn't want to be held accountable. The worst thing for a man to be is unaccountable, because unaccountable men destroy the world. So you're like Eve with your ego and your God complex, and you're like Adam with your unaccountability, your lack of character, and your cowardice. Because they were both hiding. If anybody shouldn't have been hiding, it shouldn't have been Adam. Adam shouldn't have been hiding. Why is he hiding with Eve? Because he's a coward. That's why. Why are black folks mad at Kanye West and Candace Owens and not Black Lives Matter? It's because they're cowards. That's why. But they keep telling you all the book is wrong, so you all won't understand what's going on. All the devil's tricks and plans and plots are talking about or focusing on what happened in the beginning. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he, him, male and female created he, them. That means that God says that I love you so much, I want you to be like me. The devil says, I got to attack that first. How do I attack identity first? I don't have to go to the whole population of the world. I don't have to go to the whole population of the world to mess up someone's identity. I just have to go to one group of people who will influence the world, and that is you all. The devil, all of this, he, she, they, them, trans, bi, pi, phi, beta, all that stuff deals with identity. The reason why the world is struggling with identity right now is because black people are calling themselves black. That has the whole world upside down. It's a lie. The whole black people saying they are black has the entire planet upside down. I can go to the average white person and say, you are not white. I would say your skin is not white. I say, where your people from? And they'll tell me, and say, you know what? You're right. How is it that white people can accept what I'm saying? They don't get offended by it. I tell white people they're not really white all the time, and they don't get offended. I tell black folks they're not really black, and they fight to hold on to it. They won't let it go. How in the world could black people be mad at Kanye West and Candace Owens and not be mad at Black Lives Matter? How is that even possible? How is that even possible? These rappers have raped, pillaged, and plundered the black community. and we celebrate them. These rappers are spreading death, destruction, and damnation with their lyrics. And we celebrate them. Pull up some footage of Candace Owens denigrating black people. Pull up some footage of Kanye West denigrating black people. There is none. So how in the world could two people that y'all have never heard denigrate black people be condemned, but there's a whole industry dedicated to individuals who want to spread death, destruction, and damnation and decadence in the black community, and you all celebrate them? I will tell you, because you all are the manifestation of the flaws of Adam and Eve. Adam being a coward, being unaccountable, not being a leader, and Eve wanting to be like God. And Eve wanting to be like God. This is why I talk about the female ego. This is why feminism is going to destroy the world, because feminism feeds into Eve's spirit. Just like being black feeds into Adam's spirit. If God made man in his image, then I got to get the man first to say that he's black. Once the man says that he's black, then he'll tell the woman that she's black. And once you tell the woman that she's black, then she'll tell the children that they're black. And now you got death, destruction, and damnation across the world. Y'all are mad at Candace Owens and Kanye West. Y'all are mad at Candace Owens and Kanye West, but you're not mad at Joe Biden. Joe Biden gave you the most profound key to the lock that any president has ever given you. He said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. He literally gave you the keys to freedom on a platter. He said, I'm going to be the worst president ever, and if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. The devil, when he presents you with something, he's always going to present you with something that's a no-brainer. The devil, when he presents you with something, it's always going to be something that is a no-brainer. What that means that the choice you should make is very obvious. Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And y'all could have just not voted. Y'all could have said, you know what? I ain't voting for nobody. Y'all could have actually said, I'm not going to vote. Even though people can say the presidents are selected and it's all a setup, y'all still put y'all spiritual energy towards Joe Biden. Even if it's all a setup, y'all still put your spiritual energy to Joe Biden. That's all they needed. They don't need y'all votes. They need y'all energy. They have never needed y'all votes. They've always needed your energy. That's all they need. All they need is for you all to get out there and convince the world that what they're doing is right. That's all they need. That's all Satan ever needed. I just got to convince the people that they're black, and I got the world, because eventually the whole world is going to be black. Eventually, the whole world is going to be black. And when the whole world is black, what does that mean for black people? That means you all won't exist. If the whole world is black, that means that black people won't exist. There'll be no need for you. And then by the time you all figure it out, it's going to be too late. This is the same cycle of humanity. By the time the folks realized it wasn't going to stop raining, it was too late. Just imagine Noah, the Noah Ark story. Noah was a conspiracy theorist. Could you imagine Noah was alive today? Could you imagine if Noah was alive today, how would black folks treat him? How would white liberals treat Noah, and how would black folks treat Noah? Think about it. Think about a person talking about there's going to be imminent doom. Noah was really the first one talking about climate change. Noah was the first one actually talking about real climate change. He's like, it's going to rain for a long time. Noah was the first climate change conspiracy theorist. It was Noah. And Noah said, listen, y'all, I know I'm a drunk. I know I ain't got no credibility, but God told me it's going to rain, and it's going to rain a lot. And I ain't talking about money. It's going to flood the earth. Now imagine Noah getting ridiculed and mocked, and imminent doom was there. Now imagine, fast forward, when them folks are walking around and the water is knee level and it's still raining. Now, when they said it was raining, right, it wasn't like it was raining. It was like the firmament opened up and water was just pouring down. So imagine them walking around and the water's coming to their knees. You know how black folks do. Black folks go on electric slide in the water. They still gonna have cook. Black folks will work around inconvenience all the time. Black folks will make something bad look good. So black folks gonna, do everything in that water. Change their fashion. You know how black folks gonna do. Black folks would have adapted to the water being at their knees. And life would have they'd have still been partying. Life would have still been going on. Water get to their waist, they still gonna party, to work a way around it. It's gonna shut off. Had the same black leaders. The water gonna shut off. Don't worry, y'all. Water gonna shut off. We're gonna shut off. It's gonna stop raining. Ain't no way in the world God gonna flood this. Ain't no way, because Noah was a drunk. Ain't no way in the world. Noah was a drunk. Water got to that diaphragm, though. They know it's serious. Water get to that diaphragm, they know it's serious. Where was they going to sleep? Then everybody started moving to the mountains, going to the high places, trying to set up shop. That's what they going to do. Guess what? Water's still rising. Then after all that said and done, and they realized that Noah was right, they don't say, Noah, forgive us. They don't say, God, forgive us. They started cursing Noah. They started cursing God. We hate y'all. We hate you. In the last days, them folks to get the mark of the beast, and God gonna be raining down fire and brimstone, and they still gonna be cursing God because they can't die. Imagine these people doing something to your body and you can't die, but you all disfigured and you look hideous like a monster, but you can't die. You want to die, but you can't. You can't stand the sight of yourself, but you can't die. That's torture. But how can these people be mad at Kanye West and Candace Owens, but not be mad at Joe Biden? I'll tell you, because to be black is to be controlled. I just talked to some folks yesterday that will vote for Stacey Abrams no matter what. I said, what kind of people have we become? Then I thought about it. I said, you know what? You've always been like that. Because if I go back to the book, the first crime committed was murder. And who did it? Cain. He killed his brother. And who leads the nation Who leads the world in homicide today? The black community. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy how all the way back then, Cain killed his brother, and we fast forward all these years later, and Cain's still killing his brother. But y'all telling me the book is wrong. And then Cain, instead of saying I'm wrong, and Cain, instead of saying, Lord, forgive me, and instead of Cain saying, I killed my brother, I'm sorry, Cain says, you can't send me out there, they're going to kill me. Coward. Cain worried about getting killed after he done killed his brother. That's black people. That's black people. Cain was worried about him getting killed after he killed his brother. That's black people. After the fact, black folks want peace. Black folks want a reprieve. Black folks begged to get Trump out of office. Now Biden in office, talking about Biden messing up. Oh, that's black folks. Same way throughout history. They ain't changed. Same way through Sodom and Gomorrah. The first black Meccas. Sodom and Gomorrah were the first black Meccas, and they was ran by who? Homosexuals. Sodom and Gomorrah was the first two black mega cities, and they was ran by homosexuals. Fast forward to the present day, and all these major cities are ran by homosexuals. But they telling y'all the book is fake. They telling y'all that I'm lying. But if I go to the book and look, I can see what happened in the past is happening now. Same thing. Wasn't no white folks in Sodom and Gomorrah. It wasn't no white folks in Sodom and Gomorrah. It was all black folks. And they was indulging in decadence, death, destruction, damnation, and homosexuality. The Bible said the city was so sinful that it was glowing. Ironically, all these major cities glow at night. But they're telling you the book is fake, don't read it. But what's in the book back then, I can see it today. What's in the book back then, I can see it today. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing new under the sun. And I'm inclined to believe when you get to the very top, when you get past the 13 other families and then the 6 other families, and then when you get all the way up to the top, I believe it's us sitting right next to Satan. I believe it's us at the very top sitting right next to Satan. Because what more masterful plan would it be for some black folks to be at the top, pulling all these strings? Because fate is without irony. And if I know the devil like I know the devil, that would be something the devil would do. Is have black folks be at the top, but then on the bottom, have white folks getting blamed. It's actually an ingenious and beautiful plan. But your mind can't even venture there because you don't even see yourself in that kind of position. You don't even believe that black folks even have the capabilities to rise to the top and be on the top because your mind is so warped and watered down. Because you believe you was a slave, you came from slavery. You can never reach that high. You believe you've been oppressed, you're subservient. I don't see it that way. If y'all got this much power and influence down here, I can't imagine what y'all got up at the top. I couldn't imagine what's at the top. But how are y'all mad at Kanye West and Candace Owens for giving y'all the keys? They gave you all the keys. They gave you all the keys. Don't conform to what these people want you to conform to, even if it costs you your reputation, even if it costs you your friends. I know why black people vote Democrat and support this demonic and satanic stuff, because they want to be able to go around their friends and be at peace. They still want to be able to party. They still want to be able to look cool. They still want to be able to stunt. I know why black folks do it. It ain't got nothing to do with the politician. It got everything to do, though, with being accepted and being decadent. It got everything to do with being accepted and being decadent. Because the worst fear for a black person is for black people to look at them like they're not black. And the funny thing is, your worst fear is literally the keys to freedom. I'm waiting for the day when black folks say you ain't black. OJ said, I ain't black, I'm OJ. They called him a sellout. I said, no, that was profound. Y'all ain't finna put me in no black box. I ain't black, I'm OJ. I'm me. Y'all not finna confine me to no box. Because once you say I'm black, it diminishes everything. I ain't black, I'm OJ. Profound statement. These people have anchored you all to an identity that was created by Satan. It was created by Satan to get you to look at yourself as God and not God. Y'all done got so flagrant to y'all even saying that God is black. Y'all even saying that God is black. And God's clearly a spirit. And we should worship God in spirit and in truth. If you are black, you are living a lie. This is why black people will never be free. You can be free right now if you say I ain't black. You should be free right now if you say I ain't black. Joe Biden gave you the keys. He said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. My boy said the devil got to hustle and it's real. The devil gonna give you the obvious choice to make. That's what makes what happens so egregious when you don't choose the right thing, because it's so obvious. They getting black folks to usher in every evil and wicked and demonic thing known to man. They getting black folks to put their face on it. Everything. Trans. Everything. They getting black folks to put their stamp on everything because Satan knows if I can get these people to do it, I can eventually get the world to do it. The civil rights movement wasn't about freedom or equality. The civil rights movement was exposing the world to black folks in America. It was an advertisement. It was a commercial. It was the way to show the world black people. That was the purpose of it. They removed prayer in the schools in 1962. They signed the Civil Rights Act in 1964. They signed the Native American Act in 1968. All this stuff happened in the 60s before the 70s. They got everything checked off in a row because they knew by the time 1970 comes, we're going to unleash black culture on the world. And that's when they came with the black exploitation films. And they released blackness on the world, and black folks ain't recovered since. Progress stopped in black America in 1970 is where it stopped for a reason. And it wasn't because of racism, and it wasn't because of white folks. It's because they gave you all the apple and y'all took a bite. And then you took a bite and you knew it was poison, and you knew it wasn't good, you gave it to your brother and gave it to your sister. You took a bite of the apple, you knew it wasn't good, you gave it to your brother, gave it to your sister. That's how this happened. This ain't got nothing to do with white folks, racism, white supremacy, KKK, white national, none of that. This got everything to do with the true heart of black people. And the Bible says that man's heart is wicked. So if man's heart is wicked, imagine how wicked a person's heart is being used by Satan. I know what I'm saying is bad. I know what I'm saying sounds crazy. I know they're like, he tripping. I know they're saying he came before. Everything they saying, but they can't say I'm lying. Because for you all to get mad at Kanye West and Candace Owens for wearing a shirt, but not get mad at Black Lives Matter for stealing billions tells us everything. It tells us everything. So when you really get down to it, black folks don't care about being righteous or doing right. That's not what the goal of blackness is. The goal of blackness is to be seen, to be heard. That's the goal of blackness. The goal of blackness isn't to edify, uplift, and build. The goal of blackness is to be seen and to be heard like a living collective idol to worship. This is why black people are dominating airways and sports and stages, is because the world has to see that to idolize and worship it. They made you all think that black folks was victims. It's the same Hollywood trick. Hollywood brings someone on, they put them on the stage, they make them a victim, tear them down, then build them back up. Or they make them a villain, then make them a victim, then build them back up. It's the same process. It's how you go from level to level. If you think about it, you got to shed the old skin to get to a new. The Bible says you can't put old wine in a new wine flask. So you got to shed. So what they do is when all these people go to the next level, these elites, when they go to the next level, they got to go down first to shed this off, then go back up. It's the same thing with black people. Black folks were down, victims. See, we were down, victims. No, take that back. First, we was admired and idolized back in the day, way back in the day. Then victimized or villainized, then victimized, now putting back up, because the next level of black dominance is going to be for the Antichrist. It's going to be for Satan. I know what I'm saying sounds crazy and it may not be making any sense. What I'm telling you is that you're mad at Kanye West and Candace Owens for wearing a shirt, but you're not mad at Black Lives Matter for stealing billions. You can't justify that. There's no logical way to justify everybody being upset at Candace Owens and Kanye West and not being upset at Black Lives Matter that stole billions. Black Lives Matter is a pro-trans organization. Their goal is for trans to be in leadership. Their goal is the destruction of the black family. Their goal is to get rid of the men. Their goal is to have all the black girl magics on the front line fighting. This is the goal of Black Lives Matter, and you all still support them. And you do it because Satan has your heart. To be black is to be controlled. But I should have been more specific and pacific. I should have said to be black is to be controlled and ultimately be controlled by Satan. That's what it leads to. That's what it leads to. That's what it leads to. Hold on, I'm going another one. And it's really ego. For the ego. Listen to Boosie real quick. Boosie says, after all we've been through as a race, you put this disrespectful blank on. You gives no F's about how blacks have died and suffered to the hands of the white man. And you say Bush don't like black people. Really? So Boosie is another one who built a career off of death, destruction, and damnation. Just like Noah's Ark, though, when the moment of truth comes, instead of him saying, you know what, I contributed to this madness, I'm at fault, I need to pay a penance, I need to apologize to my people, what he does is what they did, just curse Noah. Now, I don't liken Kanye West to Noah, but I liken Kanye West doing this to being Noah-like, meaning that this is freedom. You are not going to control me. So whatever you all say I shouldn't do, I'm going to do. Even if it means I lose all my friends, all my family, I'm going to do it because being free is being right. Being free is being right. You're not going to put me in a box because once they put you in a box, they're going to put you in a box literally. This is why they had to make the snake bite about you being black. This is why they had to make the snake bite about you being black, about doing it for your people. That's why they had Big Mama come out. That's why they had your pastors come out. All your favorite celebrities come out. They had to make it about being black. And then they said in the midst of the pandemic, they said, okay, y'all can go out there and protest. Y'all can go out there and protest, and you won't get the Peter pandemic. They literally said you can go out there and protest and you won't get the Peter pandemic. So they told the radiation to hold off for a second, let them protest, and then go back to normal. But what they were doing was they was releasing a spirit, and y'all fed it. See, they released the spirit, and the spirit had to get fed. A lot of this stuff couldn't even exist unless it got fed. People talk about demons and stuff, but a demon can't live inside you. You live in righteous. I said the demon can't live inside you if you're living righteous. The reason why a demon can live inside you and thrive is because you ain't righteous. So the demon can feed and feast. So they released the spirit. You all fed the spirit because the whole world was protesting and chanting, Black lives don't matter, I can't breathe. The whole world was saying it. The whole world was protesting at the same time. So they had the spirit got released, and then y'all got the engine rolling, the ball rolling, and then the spirit got fed by the whole planet. The spirit got fed by the whole planet. And somebody said it, Grace, that's right. Spirit of fear. Spirit of fear. All this stuff boils down to fear. I hear somebody say I'm race baiting, but I ain't black, so I ain't a part of no race. I can't race bait. I don't subscribe to it. I'm not black. So I don't identify with none of y'all slave. I don't speak slave. You know, I don't think plantation. That ain't my mindset. I am not black. And I'll tell anybody that. Because I know the fate of black people is death. The fate of black people is death. It's death. Thank y'all for my badges so much. Thank you all for the badges. Thank y'all so much. This what got y'all messed up right here. This right here. Stuff like this. Like y'all kings and queens. Y'all aren't kings and queens. There's a requirement to be a king and a queen. You ain't a king and queen by birthright. Again, This is narcissism. This is egotistical. What makes you all kings and queens? What makes you all like Africa? The majority of folks in Africa, like 90, probably 99%, were not kings or queens, like any other civilization. If we look at the global population, we can count kings and queens on one hand. All the folks that been on the earth. So most people were not kings and queens. Y'all taking the identity of some kings and queens that was a rarity, and on top of that, all them kings and queens was wicked. They make y'all think they was righteous, but they was wicked. Ask the people. There's no way in the world, if them kings and queens was righteous, they could have a slave trade in Africa. It's no way. So the fact they had a slave trade in Africa should let you know they wasn't righteous. Why are we playing games? Why are we acting brand new? Y'all want me to believe that black is this righteous existence? How? Black folks die from everything. Diseases, stress, violence, reckless living. Ain't righteous. Black culture won't allow you to be righteous. Black culture rewards bad behavior. Black culture says that you all can be decadent and still be called a king and a queen. That's called rewarding bad behavior. Nobody else gets that. Nobody else gets to be decadent and get called kings and queens. Nobody else gets that. The Jews that run the black community, the Jews that actually run it, don't even call themselves kings and queens. Y'all are the laughing stock of the planet. God gave you all a gift. God gave every group of people on the planet a gift. And when we come together, it's like Voltron. Them gifts come together, make the world a better place. I believe God gave everybody on the planet a gift. The only problem is you all's gift came with the most responsibility. Because you all's gift required you all to be an example for the world. You haven't been. I don't care what they say. You have not been an example for the world. All these black leaders we've seen, all been compromised. All these black leaders we've seen have all been compromised. Here goes somebody right here, right? He says the question is, what are you doing in the black community to change the narrative that you falsely accuse people of doing? Now, this is what I find funny, right? Now, I done worked in the community. I done put my time in. I done evolve to this, and I'm going forward. I done put my time in. I done worked in the communities. I done worked with the children, the youth, the young adults, the projects, the schools, everywhere, dedicated to the community. And you know what they told me? No, thank you. You know what they told me? They said, we're not going to listen to you if you're down here with us. That's what they said. They said, we're not going to listen to you if you're down here with us. We got to see you elevated. We got to see you with a platform. We got to see your name in lights. Then we'll listen. But you being down here with us don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing. So they told me. I said, you know what? Okay. But I guarantee this. I done more than the person talking. I can guarantee I done more than them in the community. A fact, I done more. It's not even close. I know I have. Because the person that doing something in the community wouldn't even talk like that. They be asking me to come speak like they do. Hold on, y'all, my bad. Hold on, YouTube. My thing cut off, man. My thing cut off, man. I'm sorry, y'all.
These are images that are just sent to me this morning by Richard Hirschman, the embalmer who, with Dr. Jane Ruby, originally broke this story about these white fibrous, I guess idiopathic clots, we could call it, because we don't really know where they come. Let me tell you guys something. This is going to be very. Let me tell you guys.
Yeah. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Sorry about that, Instagram. I'm almost done, though. But yeah, so I work with the community, and I realized something. It's not going to work. Having come full circle, having worked in politics, having worked with the community, having worked in education, having worked in entertainment, I realized it boils down to the character of the people. It boils down to the character of the person. Like, none of this stuff is going to work because the individual has to have character, but nothing will ever work. A person has to create a culture of character around them. People don't do that. People indulge in all kind of manner of wicked stuff. They do. So I know that if folks are offended, yeah, around the time, I think, Michaela, around the time. Oh yeah, thank you, Ice Cold Wolf. Hit the like button. But you should never want someone to be able to control you just by showing you something. Like, you should never want for someone to have that much control to where they can, because if they can control you like that and get you emotional, they can steer you in different directions. And over the past 2.5 years, we saw it. All them celebrities was out in the streets protesting, right? Where are they now? All those celebrities were out in the streets protesting. Where are they now? Unemployment has risen for Black people under Joe Biden. Where the protests? You see, if we're really honest, we know that Black people don't really want anything. We know this. Excuse my burp. Excuse me. Right. In appearance at a fashion show. They let Kendrick Lamar walk around looking like Yeshua, but it's a mockery. He advocating for abortion, walking like the Messiah. He's advocating for abortion, but walking around like he's the Messiah. These folks are sick and wicked. But who are they using though? Black folks. So Black folks got to ask themselves a question again: why is everybody looking at us to use for Satan? Why are we so appealing for Satan? What is it about Black people that's so appealing that all these entities want to use y'all to usher in the Antichrist? It speaks to the character of the people. There's a cultural lack of character and integrity in the Black community. Nobody wants to say it. And when I saw it, I realized that's the problem, is that when you're Black, you don't have to adhere to the things of God. Once the devil said the greatest sin is racism, that sealed the fate for black people. Because that means that now black people don't have to have any character if someone is racist or they perceive as racist. And keep in mind that most 9.9 times out of 10, when black folks saying something is racist, it's not racist. It's just emotional talking. Black folks in this modern era haven't seen racism because there's no way black folks would have this much confidence in a racist era. Back when it was real racism, black folks wasn't talking about kings and queens and bossing up and all that. Black girl magic. You didn't hear black girl magic in the 1940s. When it was real racism, black folks didn't have all these slogans. Black folks had please. We shall overcome. That's when you oppressed. Not WAP. When you singing WAP, you ain't oppressed. When it's a bucket and a mop, you ain't oppressed. When it's we shall, nobody knows the trouble I see. That's oppressed. But when it's WAP, you ain't oppressed. So we see a big difference. The attitudes are different. Too many black folks got their chest puffed out to be oppressed. Y'all got too much confidence. Got too much ego, too much narcissism to be oppressed. It was black folks back then walking with their head down. Y'all do that no more. Y'all wish a white person would stand in y'all way. That's how much America's not racist. That you all wish a white person would do it. Y'all would leave your house begging for a white person to do something. That's how non-racist America is. That y'all wishing a white person would. Hoping and praying. And it doesn't happen because it ain't here. It don't exist no more. You know it, and I know it. Nobody in 1930 was saying, I wish a white person would. Now, they might have defended themselves against a white person or knocked their head off, but they wasn't getting on TV saying, I wish a white person would. Nah. Y'all tell me America's racist, but Jack Johnson was the world heavyweight champ, had four goals in his mouth, and paraded around city to city with 6 white women, and they never killed him. Jack Johnson, heavyweight champ of the world. He wasn't light-skinned, bald-headed, dark-skinned, 4 goals in his mouth, and had about 6 white women riding around in convertibles, balling out city to city, and not one time is there a story of him getting lynched, attempted lynch, none of that. So how is it that Jack Johnson could be doing that in the, when was Jack Johnson born, y'all? Don't give me the, let's see. When was Jack Johnson born? Let's see. So y'all can know how extreme this was what he was doing. You know, y'all seem to think that slavery lasted all the way up until 1994, 1992, when Bill Clinton was president, because he was the first black president, remember? Y'all, look at, y'all are so foolish. To be black is to be controlled. Y'all are so foolish that y'all said Bill Clinton was the first black president because he played a saxophone on the Arsenio Hall show. And y'all want me to be, you out your mind. I wish I would. I wish I would. There's an excellent documentary on Jack Johnson on PBS, though. It's excellent. Now, how I type in back Jack? I'm about to say, these people tripping. Jack Johnson was born in 1878, and he died in 1946. Jack Johnson, born in 1878 and 1946. So we can agree that Jack Johnson was in the height. He lived in the height of what you call racism. But he ran around city to city with 4 goals in his mouth, 6 white women, convertible cars, balling out, and nobody touched him. Now, how is that possible? How was that possible from 1878 to 1946? Y'all told me during that time, if you walked outside, they was going to lynch you and kill you. How did Jack Johnson manage to go from city to city balling out? Maybe they lied. Maybe they lied. That's all. Just maybe they lied. So maybe when they said Black Lives Matter, maybe it was a lie. And maybe what Kanye West is really saying is stop being controlled. Maybe what Kanye West is really saying is stop being controlled. Because when you all leave this earth, most of y'all will not be remembered. Most of you all will only be remembered for doing what you was told to do. There won't be any glory stories. Nobody's going to praise you, celebrate you. When you leave this earth, for most of y'all, it's going to be a meaningless existence. There's a scene in Troy where the little boy talking to Achilles and he says, "Are you going to fight that man, that giant?" He's like, "Yes." He was like, "I'd be too afraid to fight him." And he says, "And that is why no one will remember your name." Black folks don't fight the giant. Black folks don't fight Goliath. Black folks follow behind white liberals. Black folks ain't blazing no trails. When black folks say black excellence, if you look, it's somebody white running it. When black folks talk about black excellence, it's somebody white controlling and pulling the strings. You ain't seen no black excellence by itself. Anytime somebody's hollering about black excellence, just think about it. Who do they say is black excellence? And tell me where a Jewish person or white person isn't involved. It don't exist. Because to be black is to be controlled. Because being black was never meant to be something independent or great. It was meant to be controlled. That was the whole purpose of it, to be controlled. To be black is to be controlled. So I love you all, but your identity is in God. And that's your only saving grace on this earth, is to let your identity be of God. That way, when you look in the mirror, you don't see oppression. You don't see black excellence. You don't see black girl magic. You don't see king and queen. You should look in that mirror and see God. I'm not saying you see God as in your God. You should see that this is what God created out of love. Not you feeling entitled, not you feeling better. God loved me so much that God decided to give me life on earth. It should be humbling. This should be humbling to you that you got to wake up today. That should be a humbling thing. I was able to wake up today and have a chance to get it right. Or wake up today and make the world a better place. Not wake up today and just be black. Because most of y'all are just being black and you're going to die black. A friend of mine said, there's a saying that says, all I got to do is stay black and die. It's the worst statement ever. Because that statement is a summation of what it means to be black. All I got to do is stay black and die. That means that you don't owe nobody nothing, not even yourself. You don't owe God. You don't owe your community. You don't owe the earth. You don't owe the environment. You don't owe nothing, but all I got to do is stay black and die is the summation of black people. Only concerned with self. Only concerned with self. Somebody said, so Kanye and Candace get a pass? Get a pass for what? What you mean get a pass? That's slave talk. That sounds like papers to go lead a plantation. It sounds like a hall. It sounds like that's slave talk. That's slave talk. They get a pass. Who do y'all think y'all are to give somebody a pass? Do you think I would go to black people to get some kind of credentials to live my life? Are you crazy? Get a pass? Get a pass from black people? Get a clearance from black people? Get the okay or the thumbs up from black people? What? I wouldn't dare reduce myself to that nonsense and foolishness. They don't need no pass from black people. If black folks saw Candace Owens and Kanye, they're turning to groupies. Black folks ain't got no character to cancel nobody. Give them a pass. How disrespectful is that? Get no pass from black people. I wish I would. Get a pass. I wish I would go to black folks to get some approval. Wish I would. You crazy. Get no approval from no black people. Y'all living a lie. I'm finna go to y'all to live my life. You crazy. Y'all broke the record for Joe Biden. Y'all ain't got no credibility. Black folks ain't got no credibility. Zero. Newsflash. Black folks have no credibility. Black folks still support Black Lives Matter. Black folks still support Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Black folks still support Obama. Black folks support the trans, blands, and crayons movement. Black folks support everything that's detrimental to society. They support it. Black folks have no credibility. Zero. Give somebody a pass. I rip it up. Them fighting words. You got to come to us to get a pass. You got to come see us first. Then you can go to Wyte. I wish I would. Beneath me, peasants need a pass to operate. Got to get the okay from black people. I wish I would do it. I'll start a band tomorrow. I'll start a band tomorrow and have all white band members in it and call it White Lives Matter. I'll perform with an all-white band called White Lives Matter, and I won't be the lead singer. I'm going to be in the back with a tambourine, and I ain't going to be in the front leading. I'm going to make y'all sit. I'm going to be in the back hitting the tambourine. I'm bringing everybody water, making y'all feel sick. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to make y'all disgusted. Care about what black folks think. I'm starting a band tomorrow, White Lives Matter. That's my band. I ain't black. And I ain't white either. Look, do you approve or disapprove? I approve 1,000% of the Kanye West and Candace Owens shirt. I approve 1,000%. I ain't black. I'm free. I approve artistic expression. You ain't finna put me in no box. You ain't finna put me in no box. Negroids and negras, you ain't finna put me in no box. I ain't black. You can't do it. Y'all don't have no control over me. None. I'm going to say what I want to say and do what I want to do. And I ain't got to get approval from none of y'all. White or black. How about that? White or black. Now one of y'all, whoever it is, get a pass from black folks. I approve of the shirt. I want a shirt. It costs too much, but I want the shirt. I want the shirt. I'm gonna get some more of these maize. I ain't white. I'm free. Ain't finna put me in no box. Get a pass. I wish. Boy, I wish I would. Boy, I wish I would. For everybody black listening right now, y'all better hope. Y'all better hope and pray. I know y'all hoping and pray anyway that I don't get on CNN, some big network with everybody watching at one time. Just at that moment, I got 8 billion eyes on me at that one moment. I'm going to make y'all feel so sick and disgusted. I'm going to make y'all leap out of windows. I'm going to make y'all jump off bridges. I'm going to make y'all do something drastic when I get on the big stage. Because I'm going to say the opposite of what y'all want me to say. I'm starting my band, White Lives Matter. And I'm gonna be in it, and it's gonna have a bunch of white folks in it. And guess what? They gonna say they ain't white, and I'm gonna say I ain't black. I done seen greatness in Jack Johnson. I've seen greatness in Jack Johnson. I remember in one interview he was talking. They were interviewing Jack, and he said, "Listen," he said, "I'm not a slave." This man was talking like that back then. This man said, he said, "I'm not a slave. Y'all not finna put me in no box." That man born in 1878. You ain't finna put me in no box. Frederick Douglass, you ain't finna put me in no box. That Jack Johnson said, "I'm not a slave." Who you talking to? They asked him, they said, do you think you're equal to white people? Jack Johnson said, "No, I think I'm better." Y'all ain't got that kind of conviction, that kind of courage. Y'all ain't built like that. That's who I look at, not y'all. He ain't never called himself black. Jack Johnson ain't never called himself black. Do you think you equal to white? He said, "No, I think I'm better than white people." During that time, when that could have got him killed, he said it. Get no pass from y'all. Y'all praying to the ancestors, a bunch of folks that was cowardly and weak, that left y'all with a mess to clean up. Praying to no ancestors. What they give y'all? Nothing. Y'all still complaining and crying after 400 years? They didn't do their job then. If my kids are still crying after I'm gone, I didn't do my job. Get no pass from black folks. Get no pass from black folks. Jack Johnson defying all the odds. Running around town with white women. You know why? Because y'all said he couldn't. Them white girls wasn't even cute. He did it just because. They wasn't even cute. He did it just because. What we talking about, man? Just because y'all say he couldn't do it. That's freedom. Not gonna let y'all put me in a box. Get a pass from black people. Black folks give everybody and their mama a pass. All kind of death, destruction, and debauchery. But I gotta go and give a pass. Herschel, y'all talking about Herschel Walker. Man, hold up. Get on this real quick. Well, I got it on my mind. Talking about Herschel Walker with domestic violence, but Warnock had it too. Warnock ran over his wife's foot with the car, and y'all didn't say nothing. Warnock is a pastor that supports abortion and says that you can't be in the military and serve God. It's the same guy that ran over his wife's foot, and you all accepted him. Herschel Walker that put his hands on his wife, and now he can't be a candidate. It's funny how black folks got standards when it comes to conservative people, but they don't when they liberal. When they liberal, they can do anything. When they liberal, Stacey Abrams said the heartbeat, when you hear the baby's heartbeat, she said it's fake. And y'all gonna vote for that demon. Y'all gonna vote for it. Tell me y'all God's chosen people. That's a bold-faced lie. God's chosen people choose God. God's chosen people choose God. Y'all ain't special enough for God to choose. The chosen people choose God. Warnock ran over his wife's foot, and black folks kept their mouth shut about it. They kept their mouth shut about it. Now, if he ran over her foot, you know he put his hands on her. You don't go from nothing to running over somebody's foot with your car. You go from knocking them upside their head, then you escalate to the car. It go in stages. So Herschel Walker got domestic violence, and so do Warnock. The only difference is one's a liberal, Democrat, and one's conservative. That's the only difference. But y'all accept one and hate the other. Just like in the Bible, y'all wanted Barabbas instead of Jesus. Y'all wanted the murderer instead of Jesus. The same thing today. Black folks been the same throughout time. They've never changed. They said, give us Barabbas. We don't want the Messiah. Give us Barabbas. They said, but this guy did nothing to y'all, and this guy killed y'all. We don't care. We want the murderer. We don't want nobody around us holding us accountable. And that's black folks today. To be black is to be controlled. We are made in God's image, not the false image of black. And the irony is, I got on a jet black shirt, but you can see my face and my hands. So clearly, even being black on a contextual level is a lie. Because your skin ain't even black. The devil got you lying every which way. The devil got your minds in the whirlwind of confusion. Got you calling yourself black and you ain't black. Identifying as a color instead of identifying as a spirit with God. The devil got y'all in the whirlwind of confusion. And y'all talking about, do Kanye West and Candace Owens get a pass? They don't need no pass from y'all. Who are y'all? I love what they doing. Making y'all uncomfortable. They telling y'all, don't let people put you in a box. If you let these folks put y'all in a box, you're going to end up in a box for real. Y'all don't get that. They just told y'all to be black and go get the snake bite. And look what's happened. People are dying. Talking about they going too far. They ain't going too far. Joe Biden went too far. Kanye West and Candace Owens ain't going too far. Joe Biden went too far. Now say that. Kamala Harris went too far. Say that. Say that. Don't tell me they went too far. Stacey Abrams went too far. Say that. These Democrats going too far. Say that. Y'all picking and choosing, picking the lowest hanging fruit on the fruit on the ground. Y'all picking there. I ain't gonna let y'all do it. Black Lives Matter went too far. Say that. Don't tell me they went too far. Black folks have gone too far. Rapping about abortion. Say that. Tell me they went too far. I want to hear that nonsense. They went too far and y'all supporting Black Lives Matter. They ain't been canceled. Ain't nobody canceled Black Lives Matter. But two people wearing a shirt got y'all in an uproar and y'all telling me y'all ain't controlled. Y'all telling me y'all ain't controlled. Y'all are beyond sheep and beyond slaves. Y'all are complicitly working with Satan. Talking about they've gone too far. How they gone too far? How in the world have they gone too far by wearing a shirt? And Klaus Schwab said by 2030, you're going to own nothing and be happy. How in the world have Candace Owens and Kanye West gone too far? And Klaus Schwab said you're going to own nothing and be happy by 2030. Klaus Schwab said, I'm finna cut all the lights off. But Kanye West and Candace Owens have gone too far. How disgusting of a statement to even utter. How disgusting is it for you to even suggest that Candace Owens and Kanye West have gone too far and these folks are putting the transformers in the school? These folks are putting the transformers in the school trying to get the babies at 3 years old to change their gender, and Kanye West and Candace Owens have gone too far for wearing a shirt because they pissed off a bunch of y'all insecure black people, y'all insecure, low self-worth black people. Are you out of your mind? I'm disgusted with the suggestion. They ain't did enough. Too far, they ain't did enough. Y'all lucky I wasn't there. Y'all lucky I wasn't there. Y'all lucky I wasn't there. I would have put on white face. Remember blackface? Put on blackface? Remember that? I would have put on white face. I would have put on white face and wore the stuff. I want the shirt and the pants and the hat and the gloves. I want white shoes, the white shirt, the white pants, and I want white face and white gloves. And I want a white girl. And I want a white dog. And I want a white cat. I'm going to do everything y'all say I shouldn't do. I want y'all to look at me and throw up and vomit and can't sleep at night, tossing and turning. How can he do this? I can't believe it. That's how I want y'all to be. Y'all been cowards for too long. Y'all been cowards for too long. These white folks back in the day put on literal black face. They put on literal black face to create the image of being black. They literally put on black, and then you start calling yourself black. The devil been playing the game on y'all since day one, and you keep falling for it. I don't owe y'all nothing. I dedicated years to y'all, and y'all spit in my face. So guess what? I'm going to do me, and I'm going to be free. So y'all lucky I wasn't there, because I would have been there with white face on. Y'all ain't finna put me in a box. Do what y'all say do, and I end up dead. And y'all favorite slogan is, all I gotta do is stay black and die. Think I'm finna listen to y'all? Your slogan ain't, all I gotta do is do what God says and die. No, y'all slogan is, all I gotta do is stay black and die, which is nothing. Ain't made the world no better place. Ain't made the world no better place. Y'all done put white folks on a godlike level. Kanye West and Candace Owens, they know good and well they wear this, y'all gonna throw a fit. But they also know if you don't cancel Black Lives Matter, if you don't cancel Joe Biden, if you don't cancel Klaus Schwab, ain't no way in the world you finna cancel them. They know that. Y'all are the spirit of Adam and Eve personified. Eve had a God complex, and Adam was a coward. He was unaccountable. And that's the summation of black people and black culture. And the moment the world becomes black, and the moment the world operates like black culture, is the very moment the Antichrist is going to reveal who he is. And you know what he's going to be? He's going to be the embodiment of you all. So when you all see him, you're going to accept him. And guess what? He ain't going to be white. Now, he ain't going to be white. That's how I know he's going to get y'all, because he's not going to be white. The Antichrist is going to get y'all because he ain't going to be white. And y'all going to fall for it. Get a pass from black people. Get a pass from black people. They don't, Candace Owens and Kanye West have gone too far. And these folks ain't said nothing about Joe Biden. Ain't said nothing about BLM. Ain't said nothing about Bill Gates. Bill Gates said he wanted to reduce the world's population with snake bites, and y'all ain't said nothing. Bunch of cowards. Bill Gates said it on a TED Talk. I'm going to reduce the world's population through these snake bites, and I'm going to start in Africa, and y'all ain't said a word. And now y'all mad at Kanye West and Candace Owens for wearing a shirt. Do you think I'm going to be black? Are you out of your mind? I know where y'all headed. Black folks is headed to death, to the mark of the beast. They done went too far. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. They done went too far. And this man got on a national stage and said he gonna reduce the population of the world. And he still got a platform. He ain't canceled. But y'all want to cancel me. Y'all reporting me on social media, but not Bill Gates. I don't respect y'all. I don't respect y'all. Y'all report my videos, but don't report Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab. I don't respect y'all. They done gone too far because they put a shirt on because y'all sensitive and emotional. Y'all lucky I wasn't there. Y'all lucky I wasn't there. Y'all lucky I wasn't there. All this stuff we doing, all this stuff we doing, all this stuff we doing, and what are we accomplishing? We doing all this for Lizzo to get on stage and play the flute. We doing all this for Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion to sit down with Joe Biden and Maxine Waters. We doing all this for Black Lives Matter to get billions. We doing all this so Stacey Abrams, with that high cholesterol and diabetes, to be the governor of Georgia. We doing all this for the decadence, the death, the destruction and damnation of the world. Everything we're doing as a people is costing the planet. Because what you all don't get is you all are going to convince the world to be like you. But instead of having some honor and some integrity, y'all want to tell me you from the stars. Y'all want to tell me the sun is a big vagina. And every time I wake up in the morning and the sunrise, we make love. Kind of stuff that black folks be talking about. They one with the stars, esoterics. We ride with the moon, Aquarius. The planets align in my chakras. Man, get out of here, man. Y'all got all these magical powers and y'all still talking about y'all oppressed. Make it make sense. Y'all making love to the sun, but white folks still knock y'all upside the head. Make it make sense. My chakras align with the planets and y'all still hollering y'all oppressed. Make it make sense. When the sun sets and the moon rises, so I rise in my eternal infinite. Shut up. Bunch of fake woke black folks spitting out nonsense. Bunch of foolishness. I'll be seeing some of these folks be having the contacts in their eyes, making one eye light, hair, face tattoos, all that foolishness. And you still talking about you oppressed. Y'all talking with the ancestors. Y'all got y'all chakras lined up. Y'all making love to the sun. Y'all kissing the moon. Y'all align with the stars. Y'all guys on the earth. Y'all kings and queens. Y'all all this stuff and still got bad credit. Make it make sense. How is it possible? How is it possible? Y'all got all these powers and white folks still oppressing y'all. Common sense would say, if you can make the planets line up, Then make these white folks line up. That's an easier job. That's an easier job. Make these white folks act right then. If you can make love, if the sun is a big vagina and you can make love to the sun, then make these white folks act right. Make Bill Gates act right. If y'all so esoteric and so spiritual and in tune with the planets and you guys on the earth, then make Bill Gates act right. Make Klaus Schwab act right. Make Joe Biden act right. Make Kamala act right. Make Maxine Waters act right. I'm lowering the bar. Make Stacey Abrams act right. I'm lowering the bar, y'all. Make these folks act right. Make these liberals act right. Come on, man. Foolishness. It's foolishness. It's foolish. Enough's enough. These folks giving y'all the keys to freedom. This ain't about white lives matter. This is about somebody not putting you in a box. If they put you in a box in your mentality, you'll put yourself in a box in real life. This is about not being controlled. You can't set my narrative. You can't tell me how to think, how to vote, how to walk, how to talk, how to eat, how to dress. That's a slave. They don't need chains and whips if everything you doing is controlled by somebody. The easiest form of slavery ever is right now. That's the easiest form of slavery, right? Is today. They got black folks walking, talking, acting, thinking, believing, living the same way. The same way. You can't put me in no box. I respect people that are outside the box in their thinking. I ain't talking about chakras and crystals and sage. I'm talking about in their thinking. Have some revolutionary ideas, some revolutionary thoughts, something that's going to rock the boat. Come on, man. This is enough's enough. Enough's enough. If y'all got so much power, then make these so-called white folks act right. Why is y'all power limited when it comes to white people? Oh, because subconsciously, white people are your God. And subconsciously, no matter how many crystals you collect, no matter how much sage you burn, no matter how many stars line up, no matter how many times the sun rises and the sun sets, in your subconscious, amidst all that greatness you conjuring up in your head, fictitiously, you still believe that white folks are superior. So much to the point where you don't even use your powers against them. You don't even use your powers against them. God made it simple. Thank y'all for the badges. Thank you, Keena. God made it simple. God is a spirit. And those that worship him must worship him in what? Spirit and in truth. Because that's what God is. God is spirit and truth. The breath of God is in us. The literal breath of God, the spirit of God is in us. What stops that is living a lie. And being black is living a lie. So if y'all can't get that them wearing this shirt is to free your mind, then guess what? You too shall surely perish. You too shall surely perish. This is love talking to y'all. This ain't woke. This ain't black power. This is love talking. This ain't proper. This is love. I know what's going to happen in the future. I'm not saying I'm a prophet. I know where this is heading, though. And many of you all are going to perish. And the moment you realize that what's happening, it's going to be too late. The Bible says weeping and gnashing of the teeth for a reason. Weeping and gnashing of the teeth. You know why? Because you're going to realize that the devil's hustle was real. You thought you had some game. The devil got a hustle. That's something else. That means if a person got a hustle, they can use your game against you. If a person got a hustle, they can use your game against you and have your game benefit them. Listen, I love y'all, and I just want y'all to somebody said the Most High gave you a brain, use it right. Kanye West and Candace Owens, if they ain't done nothing for y'all, they told y'all to be free. Be free. Don't let somebody put you in a box. Because what you're going to find is people are going to respect you more for being you and not being a coward and not being afraid. People are going to respect you and admire you more for being you. That's why Jack Johnson didn't get killed, because he was unapologetic about who he was. And what you all don't realize is that there's power in not being a coward. There's power in being righteous. There's power in standing firm on what you believe in. There's power behind that. Folks respect that. Their spirit in a person respects that. It doesn't respect black people because black folks don't stand for anything. We got the highest homicide rate. Black folks would be in a city protesting Black Lives Matter, and literally somebody will be getting shot in the same city. Nobody respects that. You don't respect it. You don't respect it. That's what gets honored and gets respected, is you standing firm on what you believe in, like Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson won the heavyweight championship belt, and he got 4 goals put in his mouth. He wanted to stunt. See, y'all thought y'all was stunting now. You ain't stunting now. He's stunting when it's real. He's born in 1876. He was stunting when it was real, where stunting could cost you your life. And they asked him, do you think you are equal to white people? He said, no, I think I'm better. Did the reporter cuss him out? Did the reporter not print it? Did the crew members jump him? Did the Klan come out and lynch him and hang him? Nothing happened to him. You know why? Y'all say all the time, because real recognize real. And game recognize game. Y'all got the sayings down pat. You just ain't got the character to go along with it. They respected Jack Johnson. That's why. And when folks respect you, they treat you different. See, black folks, y'all want to be pitied. Y'all want folks to feel sorry for you. And then y'all want folks to idolize you. And you want folks to worship you. But you don't want folks to respect you. Because for folks to respect you, it's going to require character. For folks to respect you, it's going to require character. Listen, Listen, I know they in here. And these men, I'm going to end on the men. These black men hear me talking, and their spirit is getting riled up because their spirit is telling them, this is what your daddy should have been saying. All that feminine energy in them is telling them, silence the voice. Most of these men are cowards and they're weak. And I tell y'all women to stop giving these men your womb. Because when these men put their semen inside of you, that stuff actually goes into your DNA. They've done studies. These men are cowards. But the beauty of God is you don't have to remain a coward. So my goal is to get these men to realize who they really are and that they have a purpose. That they should never put their fate in another man's hands based on the color of that person's skin. You were made in God's image. You're supposed to be the head and not the tail, the lender and not the borrower. Stop being a coward. It's for the men. Stop being a coward. I say I put it on me. It's on me. It ain't on white folks. It ain't on black women. It's on me. It's not on the government. It's not on the Great Reset. It's on me. Stop being a coward. Get rid of all the excuses, men, and say it's on me. So if this thing don't work out, I fail. If this thing don't work out, I fail. And hopefully, if I leave here with my job incomplete, my mission unfinished, hopefully, if I go to be with God, I'm going to tell God to send me back. Hopefully, I'm going to have enough wherewithal to say, send me back, because I didn't finish my job. This is the problem with the world, is that men got to lead with no excuses. As a man, we don't have any excuses. We don't have the luxury of it being white folks' fault. We don't. My grandfather didn't. My father didn't, and I don't. We don't have the luxury of it being white people's fault. So stop being a coward. Stop being like Adam in the garden and hiding from God. Stop hiding from God and come out and accept your punishment. Stop being a coward. Stop hiding with Eve. That's the problem. Y'all hiding with the women. I expect Eve to hide. I expect the women to hide, but not y'all. I expect these women to hide, but not the men. Y'all hiding with the women. Stop being a coward. Stop being a coward. It ain't white people's fault. It's your fault. And it's my fault. I wasted years. I should have been who God wanted me to be years ago. It's my fault. It wasn't white folks. It wasn't my upbringing. It wasn't none of that. I made the choice. Because I saw the apple and I saw that it was good and I took a bite. I did that. That wasn't God. I knew I shouldn't have ate the apple. I ate it anyway because I wanted to. Because I wanted to be a part of the world. It ain't white folks' fault. It's my fault. God told me to be great. God told me I was wonderfully and fearfully made. God told me I was more than a conqueror. I chose to be a coward. That wasn't my birthright. That ain't what God said. Stop making excuses. Stop being a coward. Stop hiding. Come from behind them bushes and them trees and accept your punishment and accept your fate. Or even better, come out from hiding and make a difference and make a change. Enough of this is enough. We got the whole world collapsing around us, and y'all men are still crying to me on social media. Y'all need to be slapped. I mean a backhand from a man, like a wake up. Remember one time, my grandfather came into the room. I was in the room watching TV. My grandpa came in the room. My grandfather slapped the dog pee out of me. I'm talking about he came in the room and slapped the dog pee out of me. I hit the floor. He just walked out. But you know what's crazy? I didn't even get mad. You know why? Because I knew I did something. I knew I did. I didn't know what I did, but I knew I did something. I was doing so much. I knew I did. Whatever I did, that might have been the last straw. I don't know. But he came in that room and slapped the dog pee out of me. But guess what? That's what I needed. Because guess what? I stopped doing stuff around my grandparents' house. Because what I thought went unnoticed, it got noticed. And when it got noticed, it came back with a vengeance. So I'm telling y'all, y'all are on notice. The whole world is collapsing around us, and y'all are on here crying. Enough is enough. Stop being a coward. My grandfather never whooped me. Just slapped me that one time. And it was an old slap from like a Jack Johnson's. It was back then the men was real. They hands like bricks. That'd be child abuse today. That'd be like a brick hitting you in the face. Had his ring on his finger there. He didn't care. Ring on his finger, everything. Pow! But guess what? I needed it. Because I knew right from wrong. And I know it today. And I apologize to the world right now for not being who I was supposed to be years ago. Because I knew. I wasn't naive. I wasn't dumb. I knew. I purposefully chose another path on purpose. I did it on purpose. I wasn't tricked. None of that. Devil didn't get me. No, I chose. Listen, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. Don't get emotional about Candace Owens and Kanye West. Just know it's freedom. And can't nobody put you in a box, tell you how to exist, tell you how to live, tell you how to be. That is your responsibility, and it's your choice. And it's your God-given right. God said, be fruitful and multiply. And those commandments still apply. So, to be black is to be controlled. You are not made in the image of a man. You are made in the image of God. And God is a spirit, not a person. And we must worship God in spirit and in truth. So what you got to do is accept the truth now. That you are not black. Just a lie from Satan. You are not black. What you are is greatness in the flesh. And why are you great? Because God decided to create you. You see, white folks created the Negro. The devil created black folks. The Jews created African Americans. But what did God create? That's the question. God created you and me. So when it comes to identity, you're looking for one, all you got to do is look within and see God. I love y'all and thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great day.